okay, so today we are not doing an ASL video. Today we are making some keto pumpkin pie. Okay, before we begin, please make sure you like and subscribe this video and hit that notification button for more content. So before you start any type of baking or meal, you must preheat your oven. So preheat your oven to 325, and then we will get started with the crust. Everything you're going to need to begin. First, you're going to need a pie pan and heavy whipping cream, pumpkin pie spice, 3 eggs, pumpkin in can or not. This is to melt your butter. This is to stir everything. You need your butter and a low carb sweetener of your choice. Almond flour, and yeah, that's good. So first you have to melt your butter. You're going to need 1/4 of butter. And since butter measurements aren't all that important, I'm just going to eyeball it. So go there. And you're going to melt it in the microwave. So about 30 seconds we'll do in the microwave. If it's still not melted, just put it in there for another 30 seconds or so until it's good and melted. And there we go. Big bowl. I'm just gonna pour the butter into the bowl. All of it. There we go. Next, we are going to need 1.5 cups of almond flour. Make sure you have your correct measurements. Oops, there we go. My almond flour. I'm using a 1/2, so I'm going to put 3 scoops into the bowl. It does not have to be perfect. 1, 2, 3. There we go. The almond flour is out of the way. Next, you're going to need 1/4 cup of whatever low carb sweetener you have on hand. Keep in mind that the sweeteners vary from how sweet they are. And so with one, you might have to use 1/4 of a cup. Some you might only need to use like 1/8. And so you're going to want it to be equivalent to about 1/4 of a cup of powdered sugar, real powdered sugar. And today I'm just going to use the 1/4 of a cup that it requires, but if you're using a different type of sweetener, you might want to be careful. This is Swerve Confections, so I'm going to do 1/4. There you go. Boop. That's all you're going to need for the crust. So now you're just going to stir it until it gets to this crumbly feeling of a crust so that you're able to press it in to the pie pan. So it's all done being stirred. It's nice and crumbly. You can feel the crumbliness. So we're going to move it over into this pan. So we'll just use your hands and you're going to take it. Just put it all into the pan. All of it into the pan. It's like, oh, yeah, that would work much better. just pour it. I feel stupid now. Okay. Alright, you're gonna make sure it goes up into the sides. Like, you've seen how the pies are. They're just gonna make sure it's nice and okay, so you want it to be really thin. So you have to press hard on it and, just thin it out across the entire thing. Just make sure there's no holes because that's too thin. But it still needs to be as thin as possible. Let's see how thin I could get this. Yeah, see, mine's pretty thin. I need to go super thick. So you gotta disperse it Make sure you get those sides. The sides have to be, like, they still have to be thin, but you have to make sure they're up there. Yeah. High enough. Okay, I think that's... Okay. Awesome. So we're done with the pie crust. It's in the thing. You're done. All you have to do is put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 325, which should already be preheated from the beginning of the video. And then you're going to remove it from the oven and let it cool. Now that is in the oven, make sure you wash your bowl or whatever or use a different one, whichever works. Now we're going to begin with our filling. Okay, so I'm going to first put in my pumpkin puree, and this is 29 ounces. We only need 15, so I'm going to use about half of this. Making this, if you're doing the keto and healthy, you need to make sure it's 100% pumpkin, because if you get like pumpkin filling, it's going to be full of sugars, and it's no longer going to be the healthy stuff that we make. Okay, so I already took half of my pumpkin and put it in here. I already measured it out. So, yeah, we're putting half a cup of our low-carb sweetener in to your thing. I'd be careful with how much measurement. Okay. Bam. Next, we're 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. My pumpkin pie spice. We need 2 teaspoons. So, oh, you probably don't want like too much, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Bam. 2 teaspoons. Okay. Now we're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. It's vanilla extract, I believe. Yes, vanilla extract. Need 1 teaspoon. It's okay if you have a little bit of extra of this. It's not, because, you know, it'd be a little sweeter. Oh, shoot. Yeah, whoops. Okay. 1 teaspoon. With a little bit of extra. Yeah, 1 teaspoon-ish. Okay. Now 3 egg yolks. It wants you to separate the yolk from the eggs. I'm going to use my little butter bowl here because it's not really going to hurt anything. So, the egg yolks. Okay, so you're going to want to crack it in half. I guess you'd want to do that anyways, but... Okay. Now, when you open it, you're going to open it, keep the yolk in it. Oh, man, I didn't crack that very well. Okay, so you're going to want all the egg whites out. So you're going to keep turning the yolk in and out of this. I feel like I popped it. Okay, and once all the egg whites are in here, you're going to take it and you're going to put it in your bowl. Ooh, that was really hard. Okay. I'm going to do it again with 2 more eggs. So the last in the filling is you need 3/4 heavy whipping cream. So I have a 1/4 cup here, and pour it over the thing just in case a little goes over, because again, it doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm going to need 3 of these. That's 1. So our pie crust is done. We are going to put it in my fridge drawer because we need it to cool down quicker, but you could just leave it out. Sister wanted to stir it, so I'm just like stir. It doesn't have to be like a certain stir. Just stir. I'm gonna use my hand mixer for a minute just to make sure everything's good in it. So use an electric mixer for about 20-30 seconds to make sure it like thickens that heavy cream. So my pie crust is finally done. So you're going to take it, like pour this into your, take your filling and pour it into your pie crust, and you're gonna like spread it and even it out with your spoon. Once it is nice and flattened in here, you are going to put it back in your oven, still at 325 for 35 to 40 minutes or so until it's cooked thoroughly and set. Okay, after I let the pie cool down, I put it in the fridge for a little bit. We're going to now make our whipping cream for on top. Now, I just kind of poured whipping cream in there, you know. You need to add some sugar or your low-carb sweetener to taste into it, and a little bit of vanilla, you know, just, you know, whatever. And that's kind of it. Oh, we're going to whip it until it gets thick and, you know, whippy-ish. Yeah, I'm going to use my hand whipper. Yeah, I'm going to use my hand blender until it's thick like whipping cream, and then just gonna put it on the pie. Well, I didn't let it quite blend as much as it should have, but it still tastes amazing. So thank you for watching, guys, and if you haven't already, leave a like down below and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.